Says welcome to week 3 of the semester. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down. Hopefully you're nice and accustomed to everything. As a reminder, you do have a workshop assignment due at the end of week 8. Now, this is not the note-taking workshop or the personal finance workshop. The note-taking workshop was in week 2. The personal finance workshop is this week. So that is separate from those. Those are required workshops that every SSC101 student has to take. You will still have to take essentially a third workshop, only that one is of your choice. So when you watch this video, it'll walk you through where all of those offerings are, and you can pick and choose whatever workshop you want to attend, whatever topic you feel like will be interesting or helpful between now and the end of our 8-week session. All right, so let's scroll down into week 3. So week 3 is based on chapter 11, taking control of your finances. So you're going to have, like you normally do, your folder that is going to have week 3 videos in it, and there's going to be a lecture video over chapter 11, so make sure you go ahead and take a look at that so you have a basis for the concepts. And you can see here's a real quick snapshot of week 3. We only have 2 assignments this week, neither of which are a discussion forum. So just keep that in mind. There's no discussion forum this week. So for attendance, you are completing both of these by Sunday, which will count as your weekly attendance. If you only complete one, you get 50% attendance. So make sure you complete both of these by Sunday for your full weekly attendance, as well as the points for the assignments themselves. All right, so let's talk about each of these. Chapter 11 assignments. I want to go into the assignment folder. Chapter 11, and you can do this one of 2 ways. So the first, I'm just going to how it is right here. Chapter 11, part of personal finances does talk about, resume building, and because you're here to kind of build toward that and get into a career field. So chapter 11 is going to have you create what you would put on a resume. So you're not creating a resume. So if you don't have a resume, you do not have to build one for this assignment. What instead you're going to do is answer these 2 questions. It says make a list of 5 experiences, 5 qualifications, and 3 references you would put on your future resume. You do not need to list specific names for these references. So you are coming up with 13 things here. 5 experiences, 5 places you've worked, or volunteer experiences, or clinicals, or shadowing, or anything like that. 5 qualifications, things that you can do. So maybe they are certifications from something else, some abilities you have. And then 3 people who can attest to your character or to your abilities. That's part 1, is just make a list of those 5 experiences, 5 qualifications, and 3 references. Part 2 is what kind of job, internship, or other experience could you potentially have now that's going to strengthen your resume. So let's say that while you're a college student right now, you can look toward the end of your degree plan here and get an internship. Maybe you can volunteer somewhere that fits inside your career field. Okay, so you're going to ask how you could further up build in addition to the things you would already list. So you didn't list it up here. How could you further build it? What other experiences? Could you join a club or an organization to kind of network and dip your toe in the water? Could you job shadow someone? Could you get a part-time job in the field that you're going into? So how would you build this? So if you're just going to answer the questions just like that, you'll just click right on the name of the assignment, and you're going to click Create Submission, and question 1 can go right here. My 5 experiences would be, go from there. And then after you got all that done, to build my resume, I'll spell it right. I would, okay. And then you would just hit submit. That's the first way you can go about this. The second way is if you already have your resume and you pretty much have all of these things on it in number 1. You have your experiences listed, at least 5. You have at least 5 qualifications, and you have at least 3 references you can add to it. And then you can just upload your resume in here. Instead of going to create, you upload your file. But then you still create submission and answer this question. What else can you do to build it? Or maybe your resume was missing your references and you need to put that on. So just look at your resume and see, does it already encompass everything number 1 is asking for? If it does, just upload it and then address question 2 here. If it does not address everything, you can always just add, here's what else I could go to my resume. So it's kind of based on if you already have a resume completed or not and how you approach this assignment. So if you have questions on that, please reach out. All right, the second assignment you're doing this week is your personal finance workshop. So as I put down in your week 2 announcements to save the date, that your workshop for personal finance is running today at 1:30. It's in person, or it is on Zoom. So you could attend either way, whatever works for you. You can go to the Akron campus, the main campus, you can watch it through Zoom, or you can rewatch the workshop at a later date. You have to watch it somehow though. So whether it's live or a rewatch, you have to watch this workshop. If you attend it live, I will get, verification that you were there. If you watch it later, Blackboard will let me know that you've watched it all the way through. Once you have watched the workshop, whether it's live or you watched it in a recording inside Blackboard here, this is the assignment you're going to complete. And it's basically a 20-question quiz. And essentially, it's going to be very difficult to pass it unless you follow along with the workshop. So you'll just go in here, you'll click on it. You'll only get one chance. So if you go in there and do poorly because you think you can answer it without the workshop, then unfortunately that's just the score that Blackboard will record. But I can show you, I already went into it. I'm on question 2. So it's going to ask you questions about, things that relate to personal finance. And then when you're done, Blackboard will record that grade for you. So for the personal finance part, you have to essentially do 2 things. You have to watch the workshop somehow and then complete this 20-question quiz. Right, so that is what you're doing for week 3, your chapter 11 assignment and your workshop and assignment that go together for personal finance. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out and let me know. Have a great week.